tensions are rising once again in the Middle East region. Iran's Revolutionary Guards have seized 2 foreign crude oil tankers, accusing them of fuel smuggling. This comes at a moment of heightened confrontation with the United States. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says it has seized 2 oil tankers in Gulf waters for allegedly smuggling fuel. According to Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency, the vessels were carrying foreign crews, though their flags and nationalities were not disclosed. Iranian authorities claim more than 1 million liters of smuggled fuel were found aboard the 2 tankers. Tasnim reports that 15 foreign crew members have been detained and referred to Iran's judiciary. The vessels were intercepted near Iran's Farsi Island in the Persian Gulf, following what the guards described as months of surveillance and intelligence operations. The seizure comes amid escalating regional tensions after Washington dispatched a naval group to the Gulf following Iran's deadly response to anti-government protests.
Given the complete and comprehensive dominance of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, the 2nd Naval District of the Persian Gulf, exercising its full authority and extensive oversight, became fully aware of the movements and transit of 2 vessels involved in fuel smuggling operations. Consequently, with a valid judicial order, these 2 vessels were apprehended and seized approximately within the designated operational zone of Heightened Island and Farsi Island.
Following a judicial order, this ship vessel was transferred to Bushehr, and a substantial quantity of over 1 million liters of smuggled diesel fuel was subsequently handed over to the National Iranian Oil Refining and Distribution Company. In connection with this incident, 15 foreign crew members from these 2 vessels were apprehended and are currently in the custody of the judicial authorities to complete the necessary legal procedures.
Iran has repeatedly targeted tankers it accuses of participating in illicit fuel trade across the Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. The strait remains one of the world's most critical energy choke points, handling a significant share of global oil and liquefied natural gas shipments. Officials say this is the latest in a series of similar tanker seizures in recent months. With fuel prices in Iran among the lowest globally, smuggling petroleum products to neighboring countries remains highly profitable and increasingly dangerous.
Tensions between Iran and the United States are once again nearing a breaking point. Diplomatic talks were close to collapse before both sides agreed to meet in Oman. But U.S. President Donald Trump has issued fresh warnings, saying Iran's supreme leader should be very worried. Behind the scenes, Iranian strategists are preparing for a scenario they say is inevitable: war. Iran's scenario begins with a massive U.S. assault. American air and missile strikes would target nuclear facilities, military installations, and IRGC bases. Most of these sites are located near densely populated areas. The Pentagon would rely on aircraft carriers, strategic bombers, stealth jets, and precision-guided munitions. Advanced electronic warfare and hypersonic weapons would aim to overwhelm Iran's air defenses. Washington believes technology will deliver a swift, decisive blow. But Iran does not believe the war ends there. Tehran says it has hardened and dispersed key assets, building underground missile cities and redundant command centers. The goal is not to stop the attack, but to survive it. Within hours, Iran would launch massive missile and drone barrages at U.S. bases across the Middle East. Targets include Qatar's Al Udeid Air Base, facilities in Kuwait and the UAE, and U.S. positions in Syria and Iraq. Iran plans to overwhelm missile defenses through sheer volume. Iran's strategy expands the battlefield far beyond its borders. Tehran sees itself not as an isolated nation, but as the center of a resistance network. Hezbollah in Lebanon could strike Israel, Houthi rebels in Yemen would intensify attacks on Red Sea shipping. Iraqi militias aligned with Iran could target U.S. troops and diplomatic missions. The aim is simple: stretch American forces across multiple fronts at once. Missiles are only part of the plan. Iran would launch cyber attacks against transportation networks, energy systems, financial institutions, and military communications. The objective is disruption, chaos, and pressure on U.S. allies hosting American forces. But Washington is ready. U.S. Cyber Command has spent years preparing for this fight and possesses far greater offensive capabilities. A cyber war would cut both ways. Iran's most powerful leverage may be geography. The Strait of Hormuz, just 24 miles wide, carries over 20% of the world's oil. Tehran has repeatedly threatened to close it. Mining the waters, attacking tankers, and swarming warships could send oil prices soaring beyond $200 a barrel. The economic shock would ripple across the globe. Iran knows it cannot defeat America outright. Its strategy is endurance, making war too expensive to continue. By spreading conflict, choking energy supplies, and inflicting steady pressure, Tehran hopes Washington will choose negotiation over escalation. But war is unpredictable. What Iran sees as calculated pressure could trigger overwhelming retaliation. And that is why this plan exists, with the quiet hope it is never used.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That has often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tehran.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.